Well. I see you took my advice, but you'll still need to keep what was given to you, as the scenes of horror grow even more unimaginable. Prince and Freddy will continue to be your tour guides on this carousel of hell, only as long as you keep your nightlight close by to keep the black-eyed children at bay, the poltergeist calm, and the night crawlers hidden. Hit the lights and sit back as we welcome you to Nightlight, a horror movie podcast.
I'm Prince, also known as Head Knight.
And I'm Freddy, also known as Nighty Night.
And this is Nightlight, a horror movie podcast. Man, oh man.
Oh wow.
Wowie wowzers. Second episode into season 7. This is our Love Stinks month, by the way, if you haven't caught on yet. If you're celebrating Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day, or Solo-Tines Day, whatever. Hopefully you are doing it safely from and just enjoying yourself. Just enjoying yourself. Before we jump into this episode, Freddie and I find it extremely important to bring up that we are not blind as to what is going on inside of the U.S., more specifically right now inside of Minnesota. When we're recording this on January 30th. Also, if any of you, hopefully you had that opportunity to go through that whole process of not purchasing anything for today or not supporting anything in solidarity, and also as a way to contest what's going on with ICE and this administration with Trump and so on and so forth. It's fucked.
Yeah.
Just blatantly say that. It is extremely weird to make content right now and to
100%.
Talk about horror movies. It doesn't feel as important as what's going on. And yeah, we're not like a political show or whatever, but we're not fucking blind. And I don't want anyone to think that we're blind to what's going on. And I don't want any of you to be blind to what's going on. I would hope that you are, doing what you need to do in order to protect those around you. And we're just trying to make sure we're being kind to one another. That's the most important thing. To have these people who are getting gunned down on the streets for essentially being in the way. Fuck out of here, man. Like it's just for Freddie and I obviously don't want to speak for you, Freddie, but like I'm sure you can probably agree here. It's always been fuck Trump for both Freddie and I.
Yeah.
And
very much.
Yeah, we're gonna stand.
And I'm trying to even be more vocal on social media as well, because I feel like it is important. Where we live in a time where, yeah, distraction culture is good at times to have some type of escapism, but at the same time, we need to talk about this stuff because it is important. It is something that we shouldn't have a blind eye to. Yeah, we're here to entertain you and do the show and break down this movie, of course. And
we will do the show.
Yeah,
don't worry, it's not going to all be this.
It's important that we, put out our statement before we even start anything, because I think it is important for us to come together and do the best we can do for each other, being there for each other, knowing that you guys are not alone. So it's sad to see. I see a lot of stuff around the Sacramento area, most recently as well.
Yeah.
So seeing it in person too, it's just like the craziest thing. I know a lot of people are going through a lot of hardship. It's hard to see. It's hard to witness. There's a lot of fear. And I think a lot of people do generally go towards the horror genre because it kind of teaches us about the atrocities of life. That's something I always like to talk about. It's like how good horror films are for our mental health, making it very cathartic and teaching us survival skills that we can be the final boy, the final girl in our own stories and push through whatever comes our way. But yeah, it's troubling times, and it's, in the past has always been troubling times, and we always try to progress forward, and it's hard to see this regression backwards. And yeah, we just want to say we're with the community. We're here to support everyone. We're here as a welcoming place where everyone belongs, because I think that's also important. It's like, it's all about the community. It's all about being there for each other. No matter who you are, where you come from, you matter, and you are a huge part of life. And yeah.
Just be kind, y'all. Like, just be kind to each other. And like, I'm not saying you have to love every single person you meet, but just be kind. Like, it's just like, you don't know what that person's going through. They don't know what you're going through. All we can do to better ourselves for society is be kind to one another. That's it. And what these individuals are doing is fucked up. It is crazy. It is something that I never thought in a million years we would be seeing in 4K, literally, because people are shooting this shit on their iPhones. So like, you're seeing all of it. And it's hard to turn a blind eye to, and I don't think you should. But with that being said, obviously we don't want to like put a damper on the rest of the episode, so we are going to run the episode as normal. If you are still here, hey, welcome. We're going to talk about spring. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. Now, I did have an opportunity to, I know this is like a weird transition, so just bear with it. It's weird for us too.
Go back to like, all right, back to the movie.
Back to the movie. Like, trust me, we know how weird this feels, and it probably is. So just bear with it. Yesterday, I spoke with Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead regarding this film. I also spoke to their producer yesterday as well regarding this film. So it's some really interesting stuff came about making this movie. We do plan on having them on the show to have a longer conversation, not necessarily about Spring, but about their whole filmography. And that way we can... They're awesome. I would love to have you all just listen to these dudes just like geek out about the stuff that they made, because they are extremely proud with the things that they made.
I will geek out with them. Love their work.
Brother, that phone call was one of the more fun phone calls that I've had talking to someone in the industry in a long time. So this has been a labor of love, this movie. But Spring, first and foremost, Freddie, thoughts?
I really enjoyed this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. I went in completely blind.
First time watch?
Yep, first time watch. Never seen it before.
Okay.
You can tell it's a very indie film. It's very shot with, like, financially, you can tell it's a little bit lower budget, but at the same time, I love the aspect of it, of having it being low budget, because it felt so authentic. It felt so real. It felt like it was watching a day in the life, following this character and seeing how his day-to-day looked like. And I really enjoyed the protagonist. I love the love story. I love everything about the relationships that he had with like the friends in the beginning, and then her relationship, and the relationship he had with the person that was giving him the housing and doing the farm stuff. It's just like, oh, cool. This is a cool redemption story for him. It's like he went through a very hard loss. He's going through grief, and he's trying to find his place in the world. He has a lot of emotional stuff inside of him, and he wants to escape and kind of find his way back, essentially. And I have to say, the start of the movie broke me a little bit, because that was tough to see.
I was gonna say, when it started, I was just like, oh, this definitely hit Freddie for sure.
Yeah,
like, I know that hit you hard.
I mean, it's hard with obviously with the loss of a parent, but at the same time, it's kind of like it doesn't sugarcoat like the world goes on type of thing. With even like the conversation where he has with like his best friend and stuff like that, it's like, well, what's next? It's like, damn, it's like I have to move from it that quick. We just had the fucking funeral.
Like, I don't know.
Like, exactly. And that's like, oh, now you have no family left. What are you gonna do now? It's like, damn, like let me take a moment.
Let me process.
Let me process. To the bar?
He also has that one line later with Louise that hit me so hard, where he was just like, I'm a grown man who misses his parents.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. When he said that, I was like, man, that hit me so hard. When I would like, I had to pause it in that moment. I was just like, I think I need a break. Like, cause like that hit me hard.
There's some really beautiful moments in this movie, I have to say.
Oh my God.
Like, it's a really good... So, I mean, speaking as like a horror film, I don't think it's scary, and that's okay. That doesn't make it not a horror film, and I feel like a lot of people kind of like always like, oh, this is actually really not a horror film. Let's shut up.
Yeah.
It's
Shut your
horrifying.
face.
There's some horrifying things that happen in this movie, and it's tragic. And that's the big thing
I mean,
about the movie.
she
It's a
eats
tragedy.
someone's dick off. Like, so that's pretty.
I mean, fair. There you go. Yeah, it's horrific. And then there's obviously body horror in this film. And the body horror is really, really, really good. It looks
Top-notch
good.
shit.
So I was very surprised when the transformations were happening earlier on or later on and seeing more and more of it. I'm just like, okay, it's low budget, but how did they do this? It's cool to see though, but I actually really enjoyed all the characters. I loved the storyline. I had a blast with this movie. Pretty sure I rated it pretty high, either 4 stars or 4.5 stars. I had a
I
really,
gave it
really,
4.
really good time.
This is a great movie, man. This is such a
great.
good movie. I think it's a great romantic movie as well in terms of just like what you're looking for. It's
good love
funny
story.
when it needs to be. It's sad when it needs to be. It's romantic when it needs to be. And like you really root for this couple. And when you find out like how her chemistry works, you really root for them because you're just like, oh shit. So there's like a chance that they can literally be. I hate to say this, but normal, like, you know, but like it's interesting, and I love what they do in terms of explaining her transformation and how it's like not just one creature, like she's literally just creatures of the past,
Which is
and
wild.
It's,
Which is cool.
It's almost
I love the lore
cosmic
of
horror.
her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fascinating. She
the little
survived
things.
fucking Pompeii. Like what? So like it's just
She's like, yeah, I speak like 10 languages, whatever, you know, some dead languages, whatever.
yeah. He was like, "Do you speak
Nonchalantly.
Sumerian?" She was like, "No." Do
you?
you?
I love it.
And it was
Their
so
banter
great, so great.
was really good too. They had good chemistry. Like I believe
Really great chemistry.
their love.
Great
Yeah.
chemistry.
Even the small things like for people who have been in like relationships, even like the mannerisms, it's like the walk away, but she like grabs his arm and pulls him back. I was like, yeah, this is like real relationship stuff. Like the
feels like a
movements, the
relationship.
touching. I was like,
Yeah.
this feels genuine, and that's the nice thing about how this movie is filmed too, because it's a little like not home video-ish because it is better than that, but it felt gritty and realistic the entire time.
Yeah,
I was
like
just
like the camera, even the camera that they're using, like you can tell is a pretty of a low budget for, camera or something like that as well. I don't know if it's like DV cam, but it's shot beautifully. Like I don't know
So
if it was shot
good.
on film or
and
DV.
this
but
shows budget doesn't really matter if you have a great story and characters.
no, yeah. So I wasn't able to find a budget, but I talked to them about budget yesterday,
Sure.
and they did mention that it was $500,000,
Nice.
which is really low budget.
Yeah,
It was shot on location.
that's awesome.
So this was shot in Italy. They
Eh,
got
tutte bene.
declined multiple. Tutte bene. They got declined
Pretty good.
multiple times to film in Italy because they had these different locations that they wanted to film in. And finally, they found a producer who was at kind of one of these festivals that they were at, because they were at film festivals in Italy at the time. And they were initially just shopping this movie around just to get it made. And they found one of their producers, Luca, which I'm going to talk about this in a little bit. He initially got it all worked out to where they got this shit made in Italy. But the thing that I want to bring up before we hop into this movie feels very much like the movie Luca. Like it Pixar's
Okay.
Luca.
Yeah.
I positioned this yesterday or a
Wow.
couple days
That's
ago
really funny.
on Blue
Yeah.
Sky. And I was just like, I swear to God, I am pretty sure Pixar
Stole
it
this
was
movie.
fully inspired by Spring for Luca.
Yeah.
This is Luca. Like it's in Italy. It's
Like,
in a
rethinking about
fishing
the
town.
plot. Yeah.
Dude, the kid becomes a farmer. Literally, that's exactly what happens to both of them. Instead of farmers, they become fishermen. It's like,
Right. Yeah. And
This
he
is
stays at
Luca,
their
dude.
home
This
too and
is
everything.
Luca.
Yeah. This is
yeah,
Luca.
like even the
Good
beach.
movie.
The beach is full of rocks. Just like, I mean, obviously Italy, they don't really have like sandy beaches, but like still, like it's just fascinating. It was fascinating to me. And
Good
a
call
couple
out.
days ago,
That's so
Justin
funny.
was like, he commented on the Blue Sky post that I posted, and he was just like, I've never seen a Pixar movie before. He was like, but It is pretty funny that our producer of the movie is named Luca.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, that is a coincidence. Or maybe not. So, and now they work at Disney. So it's just like, coincidence? I think not. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this movie because I think it's a very fascinating movie. And I'm excited to talk about it because a lot of people don't talk about this movie. Spring, directed by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. Those are not familiar with Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead's work. They are probably the ones doing the most fascinating things with like sci-fi and horror, adding like very sciencey things into film right now. They are doing almost every single project that they've done so far has been an original story, besides the things that they've done at Disney. Synchronic, Spring. They were a part of VHS Viral. The Endless was another one that they did. So like they've done a lot of these movies. Something in the Dirt was the other one as well. So like that was their last movie that they made, was Something in the Dirt, and they made a short as well for an anthology for Adam Egypt Mortimer's Into the Woods, or no, Tales from the Woods, and then they did Jacques the Giant Slayer.
They also, or at least Moorhead did, I don't know if Things Will Be Different from last year's South by Southwest. And that's where I interviewed Riley Dandy. That was a really good movie. I really enjoyed the ending of that movie too. And it was like a time travel movie. So good.
That's cool. They're doing really exciting stuff right now in sci-fi and in horror and stuff like that. And they do a really good job at blending both of them. Yeah, and now they're at Marvel. They did Moon Knight, and they're the main directors of Daredevil Born Again. So
yeah, they are.
So pretty sick. They directed the first episode, and then they managed to direct, I think, the last 3 to finish off first season. And now they're obviously
they did all the best TV for Marvel because they also produced Loki as well.
They did. Yeah, they did. So. Great shit. These dudes are doing awesome stuff. Very, very excited for what they do next. But this was released January 24th, 2015 with a runtime of 1 hour and 49 minutes with a budget of $500,000 and a box office of $50,000. A rating of 85% on the Rotten Teas. We opened with our main character Evan sitting across from his sickly mother until one of her machines goes off for him to change it. She wakes up whispering that she loves him. After he asks if she's hungry, they have a quick conversation regarding his happiness before she tells him a morbid joke. He slightly chuckles, and she starts having rough, raspy breaths until they completely halt. Evan tries to offer her more morphine and a priest before realizing that it is time. He expresses his gratefulness toward her. Title card. Way to just kick us into it. It ain't even just
what a
fuck in there. This is the movie. Like
this movie just starts off so bleak, and I think it does a great job for setting the tone of the movie and seeing where his mindset is at as a character and kind of see where he develops afterwards. But man, that was a tough watch.
Rough start.
Especially if you have a parent who's sick and you know it's going to happen at some point, you're still not prepared for it. And it hurt when he was saying all of his gratification about her being his mom, essentially. But she already passed, so she never got to hear it.
She never got to hear it.
And that's the most heartbreaking part of the whole entire scene, to be honest, for me. It's like, she was going to pass, but the stuff that he says afterwards would have been so lovely if he said it before she passed. But man, this movie,
he was so busy trying to make her feel as comfortable as possible.
Right.
Before she can even hear initially the important things that he wanted to say to her.
Yeah.
Do you know who this guy is, Evan, the actor who plays Evan?
I feel like I recognize him from somewhere, but I don't. But
Evil Dead 2013. He is the cause of all with Mia in the gang of Evil Dead.
I feel like I did search that up and I really blinded myself from it because I was like, you're the reason. You're the guy.
He had long hair and glasses in that one.
So he does speak dead languages. That fucking
liar. Speak dead languages.
It's actually the same universe. He decided to learn new languages afterwards.
Yeah.
Go on a vacation, help out his friend. Because he got better, he's sober now.
His eyes are fixed. Got to Evan drinking in a bar with his friend Tommy. Some lady is shouting at the top of her lungs as Evan and Tommy are talking about the funeral. He apologizes for slipping the casket, but Evan isn't too worried about it. When he gets up to head to the bathroom, the chick's boyfriend bumps into him, thinking that they have a problem. Evan absolutely tries his best to de-escalate this situation.
Oh, for sure.
But homeboy over here was he was like, no, fuck that. Blah, 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 blah.
Look at my girl. No, what the fuck?
No, dude, I'm trying to take a fucking piss. Like, leave me alone. Like, you think anybody wants this banshee who's screaming her lungs out right now? like, dude, I want to go to the bathroom. But eventually, Evan reached his boiling point because he starts to beat the fucking shit out of this guy.
Well, it looked like he was about to swing at his friend for no reason, too. Because he was
almost did, yeah.
Just come here, I'll buy you a drink. He was trying to de-escalate as well. And I'm just like, what's this guy's deal? But I thought it was self-defense. I was on his side. I was like, you know what? Well, he did a little over the top. For sure. Yeah.
I mean, he beat the shit out of
Should have stopped.
Evan and Tommy are in the back outside drinking and talking about what just happened. Mike comes out, and Mike is the bartender or the bar owner, I guess, comes out to give Tommy some ice and explain how big the situation is. After reprimanding Tommy, he looks to Evan to tell him that he needs to change his environment since his whole family is dead. Evan doesn't want to be unemployed right now, but Mike promises that he's able to bring him back at a later time, and Evan doesn't want to hear it, so he dips out. Tommy follows him back home. They are chatting about where Evan can potentially work until that idiot at the bar pulls up in front of his house. After a little back and forth, Tommy wonders if he would stay with him, but he doesn't want to sleep in Evan's mom's deathbed. It's fair. He recommends that he lock the door and call someone over to have sex with, but Evan doesn't know about that. He then does just that. He calls over some chick to have sex with, pulling out his passport while searching for a condom. She sobers up, grabbing his passport, listening to him explain that his dad made him get it so they can go to Italy after he returned from college, but his dad passed away. Not wanting to have sex anymore, she tells Evan that he should leave town, explaining that her brother got his shit together after he went to India. She comments that he didn't go to Berkeley to chop vegetables, admitting that she isn't sober enough for this conversation, even though she said she just sobered up to have this conversation. He goes back to their initial plan for them to have sex then, but he ends up passing out where she stays with him. She lies down with him. Obviously, like, she felt sorry for him. Right, like this was totally like a pity fuck or whatever.
Exactly, like it's like we're just friends, but I'm doing you this little favor.
Like I'm doing you a solid.
Like I care about you and I care about what you're gonna do next, but now I'm not feeling it. yeah, which is fine, absolutely.
That's hey,
fair enough.
And don't push it. Don't push it. You leave it there. She said no. Good on you for just leaving it there. But yeah, her staying with him, she initially, she just felt bad for this dude, and she's like, I'm probably just gonna slip out into the night or something like that. Yeah. But a lot of drinking and driving in this movie. That's all I gotta say. Until there's a knock at his door in the morning that wakes him up. Evan pulls back the curtain to see a cop standing outside his door. He radios that the house is empty. Evan dips out to the airport shortly after that, booking his flight on the phone to Italy. Man, it was this moment where I was just like, what year is this supposed to be in? Having to book a flight from your phone? Like on the phone? Like it's like that.
I mean, you still can, but yeah.
You still can. Yeah, no, you still can. Not saying you can't. You're right. But it's just like.
It's funny where he's like talking to the person next to her. It's like, should I go here?
He was like, should I go? Like,
it's like I don't know you, dude. You can go wherever you want. I don't know.
Fuck, where you go? Stop talking to me. On the plane, he smashes a ton of those little tiny, like, Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Disgusting.
But then he makes it to Rome, walking around a bit, sightseeing, eating, and drinking until nightfall. He goes inside of a bar, meeting a couple of dudes named Tom and Sam. Evan is seeking an Italian phrase book. They point him in the right direction before inviting him over to drink with them. They talk up how awesome it is to be there, damn near not having any rules, which... The way that they were talking, it was just like, you can do whatever you want here. They do not care. Like, you can do
place
whatever.
To place, drink here, drink there, drink everywhere. Yeah.
It's just like what? Nah.
These nomads. Just
For real.
on the road, going place to place.
It also made me think, like, it's like, how are these dudes making money? I always think about that stuff because, like, I knew a couple of people who went, like, backpacking. Wait, what?
Famous travel bloggers.
Yeah, exactly. I knew a couple of people who went backpacking in Europe, like after high school. Like I had a friend named Emily who, like, that was just like her. She was like, "I'm going backpacking after high school. That's what I'm gonna do for like 3 months or something like that." Or I think she said like 6 months, or like half a year. And I was just like, "Damn, that's cool. That's cool. Where are you getting your money from?" Like, well, like
we used to work with someone who up and quit their job, sold their house, left their apartment, and just started traveling the world. Do you remember Tim? I don't want to say his last name.
Yeah. I remember Tim.
But
Timbo.
he up and left, and he just like went from place to place and just found random jobs to keep him afloat. So kind of like what our main character does. But yeah, he just like up and left. Like he quit his job, literally left his apartment.
Yeah, it was just kind of out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
He sold everything. He's back now though. Like he's back. But
so I guess you can do it, but
damn, not saying you can't. It's it always makes me think. I'm just like not everybody's gonna be willing to give you a job or something like that. And like having to do odd jobs. Yeah, like having to do odd jobs and stuff like that to see if you can make it to the next location. Like I personally wouldn't want to do. I mean, I guess I'm just not built for it. I'm not built for it. I think that's all I'm trying to say. I'm not built to do that.
Same. My anxiety would take. I was like, I'm gonna die.
Dude, I need a plan. Like I need a plan. Like I can't just do it off the whim like that. And I know a lot of people who are super like whimsical like that, who just like, I'm dipping out. Like this is it.
That's awesome.
I'm out of here.
More power to you.
I'm just like, yo, that's sick. I do not have that in my bones. Like if someone's just like hits me up today and just like, yo, like you want to hang out? I'm like, no, I really don't. Like, because I am not prepared to hang out with anyone right now.
So we can't hang out today, but how about
4 days
September
in advance 12th
and I'm good. This year?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I need some time and I need a plan before I can do any of that. I'm not spontaneous enough. Spontaneity and me, we're like that. Like Tom smashed the top of Evan's drink, forcing him to drink an overflow beer. I don't know anything about drinking, but that looked cool.
Yeah, people do that all the time.
I didn't know you can do that. So
if you smack the top of the glass with the bottom of the other glass, it'll foam up and go all the way up.
Why?
People in college did it all the time to like fuck with people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I've only been drunk once, folks, and it was off of a Jell-O shot. So there you go. They spot a group of women, and Evan works up the courage to speak with them, but gets turned down. Before getting another beer, Sam invites him down to the coast for tomorrow. The group is out drinking, smoking, and driving, sharing obnoxious stories while on their way to the coast. Eventually, Evan is the one driving, shedding a tear while moving closer toward the coast, while he believes that they're both asleep. Tom breaks the silence by bringing up a sob story where he got his heart broken by some girl who left him. And I love that the immediate go-to is like relationships, right? Like everyone kind of has their go-to for relationships, like, oh, you're crying because you lost a relationship or something, which is fascinating. That's like everyone's immediate go-to. And relationships, they're tough. They are tough. Like they are hard because they take like work every single day. If a relationship feels like too effortless, it's just like something's probably missing, you know, like it takes work. It takes communication.
Oh, absolutely. Compromise is everything.
Right. But the thing is, when it comes to a relationship, it feels like a death when it breaks apart because you 100%. Are grieving something that you could have had, but it's weird. It's weird. It's a very interesting thing. So I like the fact that Tom brought up a relationship instead of thinking like asking like, oh, why are you sad? He's just like, I know why you're sad. Same thing happened to me. You'll get over it. Like, you know, like it's just
like ending a relationship is exactly like a loss. That person's no longer in your life. The lifestyle you shared together is no longer there. I'm one of those people who's like, hey, some relationship should end. You shouldn't be in a relationship that is also bad and toxic for you as well. So it's like,
absolutely.
Yeah, maybe the things that you do lose it ain't all good. So some of it's bad. So yeah, you gain a lot of stuff back. So
absolutely. He considers Evan to be lucky to have another man to share his emotions with, which I thought was so funny. They make it to the coastal town in Italy. As they're walking through the square, a woman in a red dress smiles at Evan as she struts past him. After they chill in their room for a bit, they're out at dinner talking about how shitty of a drinker he is. Evan is looking at a woman, Luis, standing at the bar, offering to get the next round for him. Approaching Luis, he brings up that when they saw each other earlier, and him being considered a creep if he didn't speak up to her now. She doesn't say anything for a little bit, thinking that she only speaks Italian before she speaks up that she wants to leave with him. Would you have left with her right then and there? I mean, we just talked about spontaneity, but I definitely wouldn't.
Definitely not. Especially in a different country.
Like,
I don't know. It's like, all right. Like,
yeah,
I don't care if
I've
it's a
seen
culture
Hostel,
difference or
like,
anything like that.
like,
maybe I'm getting about to get kidnapped or something. Yeah. No,
Not
I'd be
today.
like on him. Which I appreciate his conversations. Like, how about we have one coffee or one thing to like get to know each other a little
Let's
bit.
get to know each other first.
Yeah.
Let's get to know each other first. Like before we do anything super hasty here, let's get to know each other first. I like this actress. I think she's a pretty cool actress. Nadia Hilker. She was in The Walking Dead for a little bit. She was in Allegiant. She was in the show The 100 as well. I think she's probably most popular from that, The 100. She's cool. I like this actress a lot. She's German. I think her character fit really well for what she was doing in this movie.
Yes.
He lets her know that he has to get another round for his friends, quote unquote, but she's ready to get out of there with him now. Chuckling at her assertiveness, he wonders if she's a sex worker wanting her to go out with him tomorrow, but she doesn't date. He tries to convince, but she finds him to be a little too complicated, excusing herself from this conversation, causing Tom and Sam to burst out with laughter at his fumble. In this moment, in retrospect, like, she was literally just trying to finish her last phase in this moment. She was just like, all right, well, I'll have sex with this guy, finish my last phase so I can begin my process all over again. Because we learn later that she only had a week left for her phase to shift to her being like a young 20-something or something like that for another 20 years.
Such a random amount. It's like every 20 years. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Not as random as Pennywise every 27 years.
So that one makes sense.
But yeah. No, that one I understand. No,
I understand. 27 is a solid number. Yeah. It's a prime number. Is it?
Good number. Prime number.
It is a prime number.
Good number to have. Good number to have.
Yeah, it's
the following morning. The following morning, they woke Evan up to let him know that they're leaving for Amsterdam because it's too expensive where they're at right now. He decides to stay there instead. Dude, I cannot live like this. Like, I swear to fucking, this gave me so much anxiety in this moment.
Well, the way he's just like, yeah, just leave me here. I'm like, what do you mean? As well. So it's like this guy, he does care about his life. But I feel like he's such a lost soul right now where he's just like, I'm cool with just being in the moment and not thinking about the future. Like, I'll go along with the flow. Like, too much. Yeah. But yes.
Yeah. It's all interesting too that like we learn later, like it feels like he's been here for months. This is literally the next day. Like he met these guys yesterday when he flew in.
I like them
and
too.
then they left that morning. And then this is literally day 2. Like so it's crazy. I'm just like, man, this gave me so much anxiety in this moment where I'm just like,
he trusted them so much to like just hop in the car and go with them too in general. Like
after a night of drinking, like it was just like, oh my god. They were like, we're going to the coast, and it was like, sure. All right, I'll go with you, I guess. Like, no, don't do this, Evan. You could have died so many times.
This is how people disappear.
This is how they disappear. Finding an ad for a room in exchange for work with someone named Angelo, Luca. Evan finds Angelo at the marked address to ask about the room. Angelo questions if he's worked on a farm before. He hasn't. So Angelo shows him the ropes working on his farm. And it's an olive farm. So like he literally just grows olives and certain fruits and things like that. Yeah. But We learn right now, actually, while preparing food, Evan notices a picture of Angelo's late wife. Once again, the surrounding aspect of relationships and how they end, and how in multiple ways of how they end, right? So we have the first way
Yeah.
of how it ended with Tom, excuse me, where he said that they broke up. He got heartbroken because she went with another guy or whatever, and then he saw her later, and she was like, he commented about her weight and how he felt like he was lucky now without her or whatever. Very, very asshole thing. But then we have Angelo, who's a lot softer, who doesn't want to get back into the dating scene, doesn't feel like he can get back into the dating scene because he's still grieving the loss of his wife. That's real. Like that just felt so real to see like two sides of a coin of like, actually, I guess 3 angles of a coin is probably the best way you can see it, because we have this aspect of Evan who's trying to grow his life with someone versus Angelo who lost his life or lost the love of his life by tragic events, and then Tom who lost the love of his life by her going initially with somebody else. So it's fascinating. It's fascinating to see all of this.
It's probably one of the harder things is like losing a spouse is It's like you found
I
your
can't even imagine.
number one. Exactly. It's like there is no one else to date. I found my person and now they're gone.
Yeah.
And
Fuck
for
that.
people who do find love again, I love that. But at the same time, that's probably one of the hardest steps to ever do is like try again.
Yeah, to even feel like
And
you're
I know
ready
some
to
people
do
would just
that.
not be able to do it. Yeah, they're just like, I can't. Like,
Yeah, I don't know
impossible.
if I would.
And I understand both sides.
Especially like with my daughter and like I
Yeah.
don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
Like, it would be different if I guess like if someone were to like, you know, divorce and then they look for love or something like that. But like when you have a spouse die, like, oh, dude, the fucking heartbreak. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh. He toasts his wife's picture, commenting that women are jewels of the world. This was kind of funny because everyone's like, Jews? And he's just like, no, Jules. No, Jules.
I like their dynamic too. That was a good friendship.
Me too.
And it's so like you said, it's like a couple days, but you're just like, wow, they bonded so quickly together.
They
but
bonded
okay.
extremely quick. Yeah, like they're drinking inside of his house. He hired him on the spot, and he was just like, all
teaching
right,
him
we're
Italian like super fast.
making
too, I
olive oil
guess.
together.
Yeah.
Evan is walking around and spots Louise. He immediately catches up to her as she promptly walks toward an exhibit. She smiles as they introduce themselves to each other, still determined to get that date. He asks her again, but she still doesn't know. Inside the exhibit and commenting about the huge penis on the art piece, he shares that he lives there now working as a farmer. She reveals that she's a student studying evolutionary genetics, finding it easier to isolate genes in a homogeneous population. Researching this town since not that many people ever leave. Their conversation flows naturally as they get to know each other. Luis wants to know what he thinks of the women in the painting. He calls her hot before they're off to get coffee. We learn later. I'm just going to spoil this right now. We learn later that this is her.
She's the
in the
art.
painting.
In the painting.
She is
It's
the
so
art.
Sick. That's so awesome.
The painting itself is like 2,000 year old painting. It's a woman who has heterochromia, which is where one color of your eye is different than the other color of an eye. So and he says she's hot, and she's like, "Oh, you think she's hot?" And she could tell she kind of blushed at that a little bit, and it was really, really a fascinating thing in retrospect, seeing that at hand, as you learn that this is her. She's the one in the picture. Also, her studying evolutionary genetics and isolating genes in a homogeneous population, we learn later that she inherits 50% of the person that she has sex with. So I assume she was looking for a mate during this time when she's doing all the swabbing and checking other people's DNA, because she inherits 50% of that person for 20 years. So like that person initially is a part of her. For 20 years. So I thought that was super fascinating. Just like, how do you think of this? Like, how the fuck? This is so cool.
The whole concept of her and what she goes through and everything is just like, it's well thought out. It's well lived in as well. There's a whole history and it's explored. Not like we're not telling the audience, but we're giving you little pieces each time. and just learning more and more about her and how she lives her life and how long she's lived and the transformations and everything. I was just like, I love the lore. I'm a big guy who loves lore in movies. So if you can do it well,
fascinating.
It's pretty fascinating.
Pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Another thing too, intriguing. Like on paper, this movie shouldn't work. Like this movie should not work on paper. Like this movie feels. It's a hard movie to pull, especially on $500,000.
Grounded too, yeah.
Like when they probably went to pitch this, I didn't ask on this, but when they probably went to pitch this, it probably sounded so ambitious that people were just like, "How the fuck are you going to make that?"
Yeah.
Like there's a guy who meets a girl who's a shape-shifting monster,
who's like over 2,000 years old, has lived different lifetimes. All right, but how many years does she have to do it? 20. We love 20. We love 20.
Every 20 years. Every 20 years. Do you see her transform? Yes, you see her transform multiple times. Multiple times in the movie.
Different things, different creatures, all of it. Yeah.
Oh my God, man. Dude, just the way that they made this movie is incredible. And we're not just saying this because they're friends of the show. Like genuinely, like this movie just feels so hard to pull off, and they did it really, really well. Yeah. They did it really well. As we continue gushing about this movie, she asks about Evan's hand, wondering if it hurts. He admits that it did, but blaming himself for being a child, but she doesn't care because he's just human. For her, she's like, I've seen all types of bad in human.
Right.
Like, you know, like this is just human nature, what you did. They share stories with one another, the most important being that she traveled a lot, learning English in England and spending time in New York, while Evan admits only going to Southern California, Mexico, and now Italy. She brings up how much she loves Mexico and how she went there with her ex, who was good at writing love letters and drinking wine with. But he was an asshole who always tried to conquer everything. He wants them to leave to get some wine, but not until he writes her a love letter. She reads it, smiling in agreement to get wine with him. I like the fact that we don't see it.
Exactly.
I like that we don't see the love letter.
I was about to bring that up. We don't need to.
Because like love letters are so personal.
Yeah.
So like it felt
resonated
like
with her, and I felt that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was just like I love that we didn't get to read it.
Her emotional reaction on her face, that she felt very happy with it. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I'm sure we can guess that like it was probably something super corny because he just met her, right? Like it was probably something super corny.
She finally agreed to meet up with him. So I was like,
right.
Yeah.
And she was just like, all right. Cool. Like, yeah, like you're silly. You're gonna be fun. Like you'll be a fun person to at least hang out with for 7 days, because that's how long we get to know each other for. Evan shares how he's not making much money at the moment, but Louise finds that to be okay as long as he's still living life. She admits to working many jobs, and none of them were worth her missing out on life. He finds being laid back to be nice, but feels that's not really going to get you anywhere or reality. She blows his comment off, wanting to take him somewhere. She takes the bottle and he quickly pays for their drinks before following her. They continue drinking down by the crashing water as Louise jokes about exploring a cave that is haunted by dead sailors, which they do get to explore later. Evan finds that to be bullshit since she's a scientist. She confirms that she is and determines names having personalities, bringing up that crystals are sluts and Evans are nice, believing that they are still mysteries out there, admitting that she's still a mystery to herself, and she only understands about half of herself, which is beautiful because we learn later that she inherits 50% of the other person. So she only understands 50% of herself.
It was very deep. Yeah. It's so
Dude.
Good. I think what makes this movie very powerful is the writing. The writing's really good.
Truly.
Just even the aspect is like, you've lived a life so long and we've seen so much and explored so much. There's still so much to discover in the world. And I think that's beautiful too. It's like, there are things that will still be unexplainable. And that's part of life. And that's the beauty of life, is that there will always be something to explore, no matter how long you're here with. So make every moment count.
Absolutely.
Like, Absolutely. This movie's good.
Yeah, it's deep, dude. It's really deep because like this is something that has even been on I'm not too sure if you're like in on some of those TikToks that show like corporate TikToks or whatever, where it's like corporate behavior for like Gen Z, millennials, Gen X, whatever. But with this kind of corporate TikTok stuff that's been like floating around. One of the things that kind of based off of this is like, oh, Gen Z, they don't want to work or whatever, which is totally not true.
Yeah.
And then millennials, like, oh, if there's like flexible PTO or something like that, they won't utilize it because they feel like they have to hit all these deadlines. And Gen X, they don't utilize it at all. Like they're just working and working and working and all this other bullshit. But besides all of that, this reminded me of that, where like Evan's like in that mentality of like, well, you have to work. You
Right.
have to, like, there, you can't get around not working, or you'll be a bum or whatever. And for her, she was like, there's a lot more than just work out there. You don't have to do that. And obviously him being there is proving her point, right? Like he I don't know, this guy seems like he only works 2 hours a day anyway. So like she's proving his point by like, yeah, working's not everything. The one thing that I have a slight little tinge of a gripe with for this film is they have a little inconsistencies in terms of like, she can be in the sunlight sometimes, she can't be in the sunlight sometimes. It's
That's
a little
fair.
inconsistent, where we see her multiple times in the sunlight, and then there's times where there was like that conversation that he has later was like, oh, I can only see you at night, when she was like, oh, I have a skin condition that doesn't let me go out into the sun or something like that. But yeah, anyway. He calls her half magic as she rebuts that she's half undiscovered science with a bunch of confusing biochemistry and crazy hormones. She points out a poster with a little girl named Rosalia who drowned and her body washed up on the shore of Sicily. She doesn't understand why people would think God would do that to a little girl. He answers that it could be that everyone is going to die, whether they believe in God or not. Fair
Deep.
point.
Sure.
He brings up that his friend Tommy was punched in the face at a party by a 4-foot-tall lesbian named Tiny because she was sleeping with his girlfriend. She chuckles, not understanding his point, but that's the point. There is no point. It's just a funny story. And then they kiss. I thought that
Romance.
was a genius way for them to showcase that, like, life is just always
Random
moving.
events. Yeah.
But yeah, like life is just moving. It's just
Yeah.
like she shared this event of this little girl who died, and they had a brief conversation off theology and the physicalities behind people believing in religion. And then he was just like, stops right there, goes into something completely unrelated because life just moves on.
It's just like that. Just like death.
Just like
Which
that.
this is why I really love the lines in The Monkey, and we covered it. Where it's like,
Yeah.
everybody dies, and that's life. And I was just like, yep. Just those two sentences. I was just like, there we go. Done.
That's life.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's life.
They roll and kiss all the way back to his place to have sex.
Ooh.
They're literally rolling on walls while not even
Yeah.
looking at this. Just, it felt like that. You remember that Campbell soup commercial, the one where the Campbell noodle soup falls off the shelf and it like rolls to this kid's house? You ever seen this
Oh,
commercial?
okay. I think I remember. Yeah.
It reminds me of that. I'm just like, what?
It reminds me of The Office. Parkour. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Oh. Louise wakes up gasping for air as her skin is pale and veiny with sharp teeth. She stumbles in a hallway as a cat meows in front of her. She pounces on it, eating it.
Oh.
In the morning, Evan wakes up alone, then gets to work with Angelo. She can't clean up after herself, though.
Mm.
Just like you
What
just
kind
leave
of
it there.
monster is she? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what the fuck, man? There's a trash can
Yeah.
somewhere,
Which-
right?
I feel like we have to say, by the way, this movie does have some bad things that happen with animals as well.
That is true. That is true.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, there are animal deaths in this movie, as we just mentioned. We are going to talk about them, not in length, but we are going to mention
Right,
like what
just-
happens to
yes.
them. But yeah. After a day's work, he plays with a kitty while noticing a lemon and an orange tree. This was interesting because it's like also in terms of like where there's death, there's also life. So
Sure.
like it was
Yeah.
it was a fascinating thing with that. And it was like a kind of like a double entendre in a way, because it was the death of this tree, the death of a dying orange tree, where the growth of a lemon tree was being spliced into it because the roots met each other, so therefore they grew on the same tree. Also a great metaphor for Louise as well, because she that's what's happening to
Splices
her.
with
She's
people. Yeah.
initially splicing herself with
Yeah.
other people so she can be reborn again. Fuck, dude. This story is so good. Oh my god, this story is so good. Anybody who has not seen this movie, and if you're listening to this, please watch this movie. This movie has an incredible amount of layers. Like, oh my
for sure.
god, this movie.
Just give it a heads up. It's a little bit more slower pace, but it's a beautiful.
It's very slow.
Well,
it's a very slow movie, but it's not boring.
No,
that's the thing. Like it's not a boring movie.
Yeah, it's not like action set piece and like crazy horror stuff. No, it's more intimate. I think it's more of a romantic movie than anything else, which still
absolutely. Yeah. So grab your honey bun and watch this movie with them. Meanwhile, Louise, whoever your honey bun is, meanwhile, Louise is putting on contacts to hide her sharp green eyes. Her skin burns from the sunlight. She injects herself with something to help her skin go back to normal. Evan walks down the path where she was last night, watching the workers clean up the decapitated cat. He enjoys an espresso before finding Louise getting some gelato. She pretends not to remember him before busting out into laughter, ordering him a chocolate cone of his own, just to eat the rest of his while they're walking. Evan comments about her eating a lot, which prompts her to say that she doesn't mind being called fat. Their conversation continues on men and their attention to women's physical appearances before going into a smoke shop. He questions if she smokes, and she admits that she does sometimes, while he does more often. She suggests that he quit, but he's only willing to do it if she agrees to go out with him on another date. She doesn't want him to quit for her, so he orders his pack of cigarettes while she still hasn't made up her mind on going on another date with him. Cut to them at Louise's place while Evan pets her rabbits. While scrolling through her iPhone, he notices that most of the songs are in different languages. He's curious if she can speak all those languages, as she's short to answer that she can. Intrigued, he's curious which languages she speaks and impressed by her long list of languages. He's curious if she speaks Sumerian, but she doesn't.
Bob and Sally are the rabbits' names.
Bob and Sally. There you go. He sparks his cigarette and she takes a drag while suggesting that he stop smoking. He chuckles, calling her a hypocrite as she notices her skin shifting on her leg in the mirror. She excuses herself, grabs the last syringe inside the fridge, and goes to the bathroom. Her transformation is intense and brutal as she turns on all of the water to drown out the noise. Injecting herself, she manages to shift back. The bathroom is decorated with blood. Dude,
it looked cool.
It looked great. Like this one, she was like almost turning into like a werewolf. It was
right.
The
spine was doing some weird, cool stuff.
Yeah, it was intense, man. Evan is handling the soup while Louise checks on him with a towel on. She tries to excuse the loss of time by saying that she just needs to take a shower, wondering if he can relate. He can't because he's a gross dude who waits to bathe in the ocean.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have a feeling where you're just like, I'm gonna take a shower now. I feel that. Immediately. I've done that before.
Yeah.
Just like,
are you a morning shower kind of guy, or are you a nighttime shower kind of guy?
I want to be a nighttime because I know it's probably better to do that because you're going to bed and you don't want to put your dirty body in bed. But I have a whole morning routine that like it helps me wake up.
That's fair. No,
it helps me get going.
I get that. Yeah, I'm a nighttime shower guy. Like I need to shower at night, even if it's like 1 a.m. and I'm just like, oh, I just want to go to bed. I have to shower first. Like I have to shower before bed because I am like that. Like I was just like I cannot get in my bed knowing that
exactly.
And
there's absolutely days where I'll just shower twice. And I know you're not.
Oh yeah. I've definitely had those days for sure, which is terrible for your skin, but. Feels good.
Sometimes you gotta
wanting her to come with him, she explains that she can't because of her medication, making her sensitive to the sun. He's disappointed that he can only see her at night. Enjoying the soup, he wonders what's in it. She jokes that it's rabbit, causing him to look back at the two in the cage. She shares the real ingredients being spices and veggies. Bummed that she's vegetarian, she admits to having cravings for meat every once in a while. The following morning, Evan wakes up next to her on the couch, kissing her goodbye and whispering that he has to go to work. He uses the bathroom and notices the syringe on the floor. Evan meets up with Angelo, telling him about Louise and sharing that he's a little nervous about her. Angelo considers Italian women to be the best, while Evan tries to defend the women who are living in the U.S. Later that day, Evan goes on a hike and comes across the carcass of a sheep with a snake slithering through its mouth. So many great metaphors of two natural beings combining,
themselves.
like having some type of like convergence or something like that. Just
I like that this
fascinating
movie, and I talked about the editing style a little bit too. It will have like random cuts of just nature as well, just like random insects or whatever. But I was just like, oh, that's really cool to see as well in the movie.
Not later in the evening, he meets back up with Louise for dinner. He skips the small talk, wanting to know what's up with the syringe he found. She swears that she's not on drugs, reminding him about her condition. They joke around about her giving him an STD. Fun thing to joke about. He pulls out his phone, something that he hasn't used much since he's got there, wanting to take a picture with her. She's curious as to why he hasn't called his family back home. He's short with his answer about his family being great before calling over the waiter to take their picture. Annoyed, she poses for the picture, but her face is blurred. She asks him about his family again, but he doesn't want to talk about it. Louise grabs her shit and walks toward the shore, upset with her assumption about Evan only wanting to fuck her and show her off to his friends. He follows after her as she continues, which proves that he's not able to be intimate. They sit on the beach and he apologizes even though he thinks she's overreacting. She throws it back at him for being annoying, but admits to being also crazy. He finally shares the death of his parents, and she makes light of the situation by calling out that his backstory is just like Batman's. She wonders if he's mad, and he is mad at the outcomes of his life. She leans his head onto her lap as he continues sharing his guilt and selfishness for worrying about his professional life when his parents are dead. Quote, I feel like a grown-ass man who misses his parents, end quote. He sits up, sparking a cigarette, wanting to know something about her. She decides to tell him about her different color eye that her ex-boyfriend used to always make fun of. Evan calls him an asshole, but she reveals that she's just kidding. He believes that she probably does that a lot. Lying kid. And Louise doesn't deny it, claiming that she's never lied to him. Back at the farm, Evan calls Angelo over so he can go ahead and take this message from our sponsors. And we're back. Back at the farm, Evan actually calls Angelo over to ask about the lemons growing on the orange tree. And Angelo shares that a new tree is growing with an old tree because of the soil provided by the volcano in the distance. Super great stuff here. So him talking about the tree with Angelo and the lemons and the orange tree and stuff like that, and how Angelo even mentions that like the tree is growing old and all that stuff. We kind of mentioned this earlier with that splicing aspect of it, which is super, super fascinating. But the volcano in general, like there's it's always that
it'll grow.
Yeah, with the
like
soil
through destruction, you have rebirth in a way.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, which is incredible to even think about. And I think even Evan asked like is it active?
Never gets to answer.
Is the volcano active? And he doesn't say anything. He just it just kind of keeps it moving. I don't know how. I know Italy has volcanoes, obviously, because Pompeii, but I don't know how many they have. So I'm like curious to look that up. I'm gonna look that up really quick because now it got me curious because I'm gonna check the Smithsonian. They have 13 volcanoes. Damn. 13. Yeah. Wow.
Italy's not huge.
That's incredible.
But yeah, 13's a lot.
13's a lot, and one actually erupted last year.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it was Stromboli.
That is not tutte bene.
Not at all.
Not at all. Mamma mia! What the hell? I hope okay. Now jokes aside, now I hope everyone's okay, and I hope nothing bad happened. But that was the first thing I thought. It's like that's no bueno.
Oh my god. A correction. They actually have more than 13. So they have 13 Holocene volcanoes, and they have 24. I don't know how to pronounce this word, but I think it's Pleistocene volcanoes. So they have a lot of volcanoes. So there you go. I don't know the difference between those volcanoes, so now I feel like I need to do more research on volcanoes. So yeah, something probably me and my daughter can do later. She likes volcanoes. Meanwhile, Luis is taking a sample from a patient. He comments about a foul smell. Not sure what he's talking about, she sniffs herself and finds that her skin is rapidly shifting underneath her arm. She looks for the syringe and sniffs some meat, throwing it back into the fridge and grunting in anger. She takes herself to a cave, turns on some music, places a blanket on the ground with the ancient text, and sheds her clothing. Stabbing one of the rabbits and putting their blood into a chalice, she paints these ancient characters on the wall with their blood, hitting the speaker and allowing her frail body to shift in the shadows before consuming the rabbit that she just killed. Her skin sheds, and then we cut to Evan knocking on Luis's door. She weakly calls for him to come inside while she lies on the couch not feeling too well. He decides that they stay inside while checking her temperature with his hand. He grabs an orange, wondering what happened to the rabbits. She doesn't want to talk about it while flicking through channels, passing up one of Moorhead and Benson's flick. I don't know what it was. Cool. I should have asked that question, but I didn't. It could have been something that they just made for this. Because, like,
sure,
unless it was VHS Viral, because I know for a fact they did film VHS Viral before this movie.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's what it was. He spots a book with embryos that have tails, commenting about Tommy claiming that he was born with a tail. She highly doubts that, as she mentions she would like some wine instead of water, grabbing his arm and thanking him as they share a kiss. They're really cute.
Yeah, this is the mannerisms where just like it feels like a real relationship. She's laying down, she feels comfortable, she feels safe with him, eating her little meal, pulls him back for the kiss. It's like it's what a real relationship looks like. Not a movie relationship, a real relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Feels very genuine.
And it's interesting because this is what I mentioned that earlier. Mind you folks, this is day 4.
Exactly.
This is the 4th day.
They move fast.
They move quick. It feels like they've been together for months at this point. But no, day 4. Back at Angelo's farm, they're done for the day, and Evan invites him to go fishing, but he has a delivery. Luca. He even delivers fish in the same type of vehicle in Luca.
Well, I mean, that's Italian, though. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
True.
Just saying.
There's a lot of similarities.
Coincidence?
Sure. I think not.
I think not. Back at Angelo's farm, they're done for the day, and Evan invites him to go fishing, but he has a delivery. Evan goes back to the Outlook where he and Luis hung out. We could probably just say that was their first hangout. His moment is interrupted by some frat boy American asshole down at the beach.
The very loud, obnoxious American.
Right, exactly. Right. Hence the name Spring. This is spring break and so on and so forth. So, she did mention that the tourism is going to increase rapidly in like the next few days and stuff like that. He decides to go to a museum, picking up a book with a woman who has 2 different colored eyes on it, writing something in the book before being startled by Luis. He hands the book, and she wants him to sign the note that he left her. He comments about the tourists, but it's just the beginning. Which is funny because she's like, "You're a tourist. Like, you've been here for 4 days. Like, what are you talking about?"
He's
like,
no,
you're
I'm
literally still
now.
on vacation right now. Yeah. She takes him to a secret cave that can only be accessed by boat. And this is, once again, the cave that she was probably mentioning earlier. They have a sweet moment inside the caves before traveling back to shore. Would you do this? Would you take a boat out into underneath a cave like this?
If I knew for sure, like whoever was bringing me, like was for sure about it, sure, why not?
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I've done it once, and it was in Hawaii, but it was with like a tour guide. And stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point they trust each other enough, where it's just like you wouldn't bring me to somewhere bad.
While at dinner, they are talking about him ever changing his clothes, which I had to go back because I was like, I didn't realize, and it does look like he never changes his clothes. Yeah.
And never showers.
So you don't shower, or you don't change your clothes, or like you take baths in the sea and you don't change your clothes. Cool. Another drunk American comes out and she notices that she's leaking some blackish substance from her side. She asks if he's still hungry and immediately pays for the food to dismiss herself. While walking back to her place, she stumbles about grunting in pain as one of the American tourists tries to bring her back to his hotel. He wants to give her cash to have sex with him, untying his jawstring on his pants and lifting her dress just to reveal that her body is full of scales. Her tail attacks him while a half-blind woman watches from her doorstep. The following morning, the man's body is lying on a rock with his dick missing. God damn. I like that this is also just like not made a big deal. Like we see the cops and stuff like that, and like they're talking and all this stuff, but it's like there's no like wanted posters or whatever, I guess, or like there's like no major investigation.
Right,
It feels like
stupid American got in trouble. Now he's dead.
Exactly. They're like, she did us a favor. Like Angelo comes out of his house after his screaming match at a football game. He dresses up for church. Evan wonders if there are any single women who are going to be there that he can possibly ask out. Angelo doesn't feel as if he's ready for that, as he's still thinking about his wife. And even Evan was just like he understood and he didn't know what to really say. He was just like, well, whenever you're ready, like you should do it or whatever. So it's just,
Sure.
I wish we had more moments with Angelo, because like I feel like Angelo was just such a beacon in terms of like being that sense of community that Evan needed in these times. He just felt like Angelo was his best friend.
Oh, absolutely.
Which was just super cool.
The more the movie progresses and you see how tight their relationship is, it's really cool to see.
Later that night, Evan knocks on Luisa's door. She doesn't want to allow him inside, but notices the police walking below, so she allows him inside. The flowers he places on the table immediately wither.
Yeah, she had some like weird paranormal powers in the way.
Yeah.
Or stuff around her. We also reacted to her, like different life stuff, which, sure.
She does mention it, and she explains the why.
Yeah.
She said that it was her pheromones.
Right.
So like her pheromones has these properties that, you know, makes things either attracted to her or disgusted by her. I guess that was kind of the indicator of like, I don't know. It was like, is she coming to terms to things? Is she confused? Is she, you know? So it was interesting. But she did mention that it was her pheromones that caused this chemical behavior from plants. She sits on the couch to tell him that they can't see each other anymore, explaining that they both don't seem ready for how fast things are moving. She mainly blames him, though, which is hilarious. She's like, you're moving too fast. You need to slow. You're not ready for this. He was like,
you were the first person that walked up and said, do you want to leave with me?
What do you mean? Why are you saying these things to me, Louise? Please. He tries to understand where she's coming from, thinking that he's fine and wondering what's wrong. She gets up, arguing about their intimacy being about talking, but she stays quiet. Before leaving, he confesses that she's the love of his life, wanting her to think about this before ending things. And without a word, she just opens the door, encouraging him to leave.
That was pretty cold. That was crazy.
Was brutal.
You're the love of my life. Do you not feel the same way? Doesn't say a word, just opens the door.
Opens the door. Fuck. Dude. That would have been a gut punch to me. I don't think I would have ever seen her again. I think I'd be like, that's it.
It's like, is it that easy for you to let me leave? That's crazy.
Yeah. He punches a wall in front of a cop gathering information about the killing. In the morning,
see, I thought
he tells
was
Angelo
like in trouble by that. Like they find his
I
DNA,
thought so too.
The crime of the scene. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I thought so too. In the morning, he tells Angelo about that he's about to leave, and it also makes it seem like, oh, he's about to like leave, like go back to America, but it was more so like, oh no, I'm just leaving for the day. Because he checks Evan's hand and he explains what happened, and he explains it pretty poorly at first. He was just
like, I didn't hit her, I hit a wall.
I got into an argument with the girl last night and I punched. And he was just like Angelo's face was like, what? Like you did? He was like, no, I punched a wall. And he was just like, stupido. And then he was all this other, all this other stuff. Finding his actions stupid, Angelo is about to leave, but Evan stops him to thank him as the police approach the car. Angelo claims that they're here for immigration, agreeing that Evan should run. I don't think they were obviously there for immigration. They were there to ask probably questions of the dead body they found.
I think so too. But
yeah. Like I genuinely think there was just like, no, dead body.
I like how he's all like, should I run? He's like, yes.
Right.
He starts running. And it's like this little hop
See.
over a fence.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Like no
Okay,
one's chasing
there you go.
after him or anything.
Yeah.
It's just him running in the distance.
And the camera
It's
just
hilarious.
stays still, just seeing him from the distance, do a little hop over the fence. It's just
Angela's
like,
like waving down at the cops and shit.
like, hey, how's the farming going? Stop by to say hello.
She's like, "Oh,
that
we're just here
guy?"
to pick up our olive oil." Like that's
Yeah.
it. He does just that. Go into a cafe for a few beers, and by a few, I mean he literally had like 6, and sharing his unsolicited life story with the bartender, who doesn't even respond. He's just like, I can't even understand this fucking guy. Evan knocks on Luis's door, and glass crashes inside. He opens the door, but he's stopped by the latch. He breaks inside to find Luis's true octopus of a form sprawling around all over the floor. She points at the syringe, and he goes for it, her tail smacking at him to get away, but he's persistent to help her, jamming the needle into her neck, watching her shift back into her human form. Dude,
Rewatching it now,
this
it's
scene
so
is
good.
incredible.
It looks great.
Oh my God. So they did mention that a majority of this scene was practical.
You could tell. It looks
Yeah, you can
really,
definitely
really good.
tell, like with the
makeup
makeup
design
from her
is
scalp,
crazy.
the makeup on her legs with the tentacles. They did mention that there were pieces where they wanted to add like more tentacles, where they had to computer generate some of those, but they made sure those were more in the background instead of on the foreground, so that way all of the good looking shit is on the front. But wow.
She's so slimy.
She's so slimy. Just like
Even
just,
after her transformation,
just like
transformation
full
back,
of gunk.
she's just
Oh my God, just full of gunk. Fuck. After closing the door and putting on some fresh clothes, they sit in silence before he asks what she is. And he's like, "Are you a vampire? Are you a werewolf? A zombie? Like, what are you?" She answers that she's human, wondering if he's scared of her.
Love it.
He is, but wants her to explain to him, but she doesn't feel like she can. Evan leaves, and she chases after him, pointing out that the picture is of her, something she posed for over 2,000 years ago. She tries to explain herself as he rapidly walks away, and he's not even like knowing where he's going. Like he's hitting dead end to dead end to dead end, and he's getting more and more frustrated as he keeps going to dead end while she's trying her best to talk to this guy. Stopping when he thinks that she's pregnant, because that's initially what she says. She's just like, I get pregnant and then I birth myself. And then I'm like 20 years old for 20 years. You won't even know it's me. And he's like, wait a second, wait. You're pregnant? Like, it's been 2 days. Like, how do you know? But he's just, she talks it more in very sciencey terms. I didn't get too heavy with it, but I did incorporate some of it just because I feel like it is pretty important. Stopping when he thinks that she's pregnant when she talks about embryonic stem cells, because her body uses the cells, she stays the same age and heals very quickly. She confirms that she does conceive, but after a week, she's a healthy 20-year-old with 50% new DNA. So this is like her thing. Her I guess her MO is that she only finds a partner at the very tail end, so that way she doesn't catch feelings, so she can get pregnant and then restart her cycle. Staying the same age for 20 years, but needing to dump him because she wouldn't even look the same. Not wanting to hurt him physically, because when she's getting close to shifting, she turns into creatures from our past, forcing her to kill things. Fucking love that, dude. Like when she says, like, I turn into creatures from our past. It's such a cool way of explaining it, in a great way to add cosmic HP Lovecraftian horror on top of it. Like, it's just really, really cool stuff right there. Really cool stuff. This chick is pretty much like Davy Jones from like Pirates of the Caribbean or something.
Dead Man's Chest. Where
Dead
CGI was
man
so good.
tells no tells. Frustrated and coming to a dead end, Evan shouts "fuck" as loud as he can as Luis continues that she had to eat her rabbits. She pleads for him to stop walking away, but he demands that he needs a minute. He goes to a payphone, calling Tommy to tell him that he might have gotten Louise pregnant, and he doesn't know if she's going to give birth to herself. Not able to fully understand, Tommy reveals that he's high as fuck right now, And he was like, I'll call you later. Evan notices Angelo sobbing and singing as he holds his wife's picture in his hand. This encourages him to go back to Louise, wanting to try his best to understand her. She touches a leaf and it rapidly grows into a flower, using this as an example of what will happen to her next. Understanding what happens to her, he's willing to deal with that despite his continuing to age. She wants him to get far away from her before she rebirths. But he knows that he'll regret not taking this to its end. She breaks the mold, letting him know that she's not in love with him. And they agree that she does like him, but she's not willing to give up eternity for someone she just met.
Fair.
No,
Know your worth, girl.
No, you're snaps. Like, no,
you better be worthy of my death.
This is interesting because like he knows she's lying in this moment, right? Like he knows that like he was like,
we love each other.
The things you shared with me, the emotions you shared with me, right. Even this sharing with me, the trust you have in me, like
is everything.
I don't believe that you were just letting that go because you claim that we don't have anything here. I don't believe you. So he sticks around, allowing the memory of him being enough, but her adult cells will only give her one life. So this is where she mentions that if she was to initially fall in love with him, she will have an adult life.
The cycle will end.
Yeah, her cycle literally ends, and she would just have a regular life at that point. She wouldn't have to do this. She wouldn't have to deal with this anymore. But that's not enough for her because she educates him that she only has a day left before her cells take over and she starts again. He wants her to spend those last moments with him, but she isn't so sure. Once they see the police, they dip out so he doesn't potentially get raped inside an Italian jail. Her words, not mine. Cuts to them driving on the highway, deciding to go to Naples for food and clothes. She tells him to pull over so they can have sex, while she shares all of the things she's owned in the past 2,000 years. And it's like a bunch of places.
Apartments,
like
condos, whatever. Yeah, it's like,
like cars and boats and all this other stuff. Like she pretty much was like saying like, oh, I've been rich before multiple times and I just choose not to be. Like, which is crazy. The police show up, but are gone as quick as they came when she gives them the thumbs up.
Thumbs up, we're just having sex.
We're good. No dogging over here. And he was like, that was the most European thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, they were hanging out on, I guess there's this thing in Europe. I don't know how true this is. I've never been to Europe, but like, and not to say I would even do this if I were to go to Europe, but like there's this thing called dogging, where I guess people literally watch people have sex in cars. And that's like a thing. Like, what
the fuck?
Yeah. It's like a kink or something on both parties, I guess, and anybody involved. So it's like consensual. I don't know. So there we go. Well, don't know how true it is, but it's a thing, I guess. While they are hanging out on the rocks by the ocean, Evan and Louise share how he knew he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. He goes over a list of things that he likes about her, kissing her as her hand shifts into a Davy Jones body part. They make it to Naples, apparently the rougher side of town, I guess, before spending some time on a rooftop. Because there's like this dude who's just like, oh, I'm trying to sell this watch, She's like, how much? 20? And she's like, can you break 50? And he just takes the 50 and runs.
Starts running.
But she doesn't care. She doesn't give a shit because she's just like, whatever. Money's whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. She wants to get him some new clothes because he doesn't listen. He reiterates all of the things that she told him about what will be happening to her in the next few hours, showcasing that he does in fact listen. They go inside of a church since he's never been inside of one, which was crazy. When he asked his mom if she wanted a priest before her death, I'm just like, you've never been in a church before? I like what she says though. She's like, oh, I haven't been in this church since the grand opening.
Like, stop flexing on us. We get it. You've been here.
We get it. You're old.
Yeah, I actually don't like their age gap. It's kind of weird. Just saying.
It's kind of weird. A little cradle Robbie. While inside, he's curious if she knows anything about God. She chuckles that it is hard to keep up when God's changed so often. He's her being a child of science shows that some things have yet to be explained because that discovery hasn't been made yet. He brings up her looking like a ghost in the picture, but it was only something that he's been accustomed to from stories. She knows that even if she knew she was supernatural, it doesn't prove any of this. She lays her head on his shoulder, half her face shifting into something almost zombie-like. And just to explain this to folks, it's like her eye is like huge,
a lot bigger. Yeah.
Out of her socket, and it moves by itself, but it's almost like
it's all
like
red,
a blubbery red.
Yeah.
Like the best way I can think
face.
like it looks like maybe like a sea like a sea creature of some kind's eye.
This part got me though, for sure.
Bulbous, and it's gross, and it looks good. It looks good. Like, man, like the way that they shot this was like really, really smart, because her face probably was changed that entire time, and we were only seeing the left side of her face as Evan was talking to her. Really, really great stuff. He tells her that she needs to take one of her shots. While she's searching for it, he watches another person who's praying, but doesn't notice that her sharp tail is inching closer toward him. She's talking more about her history, and she's and loudly, mind you, inside of this very loud church. Acoustics not great here. She's talking more about her history as she's taking her time to inject herself. When she does, Evan is ready for them to get out of there, and one of the patrons notices, commenting that a zombie just shot up heroin in the back.
It's like no big deal. Telling her husband's like, "What's going on?" It's like, nothing. Just a zombie taking heroin in the back. All right.
It was a big deal to him because he was like, "Oh God!" He's like, did the sign of the cross right afterwards.
Right.
It's just they go to a museum so they can share more of her history. And this is not necessarily like a museum. This is like more of a tomb, and there's dead bodies in there. These are real dead bodies. Got it confirmed yesterday from Justin and Aaron, and they both were like, "Yeah, this was real dead bodies." And when they got access to this place, literally there was no one there watching them. They're like, we literally could have danced with these dead bodies and put them back if we wanted to. Like, it was just, no one was there. They had no supervision whatsoever. And they're just like, yeah, we were just there by ourselves for hours, just shooting this scene. It's like, goddamn, that's nuts. She brings him to a location that he recognizes from the Learning Channel. Evan still tries to convince her to keep her adult cells instead of forming new ones. She does take her flower off and places it down on the banister, but she doesn't have a choice. Her body chooses through oxytocin, which will block this particular hormone. Pretty much it's the hormone in terms for her to either have a full-term pregnancy or not. For this case here, he wonders if she's still not in love with him and is about to kiss her, but her mouth transforms and snaps at him. She injects herself with her last syringe, asking if he still wants this. Taking his hand to show him where she grew up, while they're driving, he claims to know that he loves her, but Luis isn't so sure, never falling in love before. They make it to her hometown, which is all in ruins, showing Evan her family who died from lava from Pompeii, revealing that her genetic makeup came from her mother, and her being the reason why she was able to escape this tragedy. Interesting. Literally, her mom found love, because her mom was this creature as well. She found love, decided to have children, and die with her family. But because she genetically passes on to her daughter didn't die. That's fucking wild.
It's crazy, like a crazy origin story, to be honest.
Truly, it is.
Like, damn.
But it's how tragic, though. How tragic this 20-year-old must have felt. Or we learned that she wasn't 20 years old at this point. She was 16, she said, at this point. But this 16-year-old, to lose her entire family and not understand why she survived. Like that, how frightening that could have probably been for her in that moment, to not understand what's happening. She doesn't want to die or watch anyone she loves die ever again. He expresses how much he's going to miss her when she's gone. She tells him that this last monster is going to be the biggest and sharpest, wanting him to just run when it happens. In the morning, they continue their last moments together as he goes over the beauties and horrors of having a finite life, which this was so beautiful. Like, he was just like pretty much like life sucks, but it's also when you see the sunrise, you have another reason to wake up again. When bad things happen, like it was just like there's so many small beauties in the world that make life worth dying for. And it was interesting for him to say, like, because I live such a finite life, I don't take these things for granted. I don't take the sunrise for granted. I don't take spending time with people for granted. I don't take these opportunities and moments for granted. I take them for what they are, opportunities for me to enjoy life. And for her, she doesn't have that, right? She doesn't have that aspect of being able to enjoy life anymore because she has nothing to live for, or rather die for. She has nothing to die for. All she knows is to live, but she has nothing to die for. And him telling her the importance of having something to die for is initially what shaped of like being that moment of like where you root for her as an audience member,
right?
To be like, if you don't fall in love with this dude after this, goddamn,
Exactly.
damn.
It's a really, really good ending to this story.
It's a beautiful ending to this movie, man. A beautiful, beautiful.
This movie has a lot of great perspectives on life in general, which I really appreciate. And if a movie talks about life in such a great way, it's always going to have a special place in my book.
This scene as well is also super interesting. They went here and they were with a fisherman. Their driver was a fisherman, and they drove him in this like super cooped up car to this location. And it was raining this day, and they only had one day to shoot here, and they wanted it to be in like sunrise and stuff like that, or like sunset. And because they were shooting here, this, I guess, fisherman looked at the sky and he was just like, 45 minutes. And
go.
They're like literally to the dot. 45 minutes later, the rain stopped, and that's how they were able to shoot this fucking scene.
Oh,
how crazy is that, dude?
That's
how
cool.
crazy is that? She lies on his lap as he continues talking. The sounds of her squelching body don't faze him. The volcano in the distance erupts with anger, and when he looks back down, he notices that her hand is back to normal. Her body chose love, leaving them both smiling at one another. Then, credits.
But what about the fucking volcano? What do you mean?
This movie's so fucking... I don't know what's going on in the volcano, but it doesn't matter anymore.
They actually all perish now in the fiery hell.
I know, right? Just everyone's just
it's
like it's wild. Man, what a fucking movie, dude!
It's so good.
This movie's incredible. This movie's incredible. I really, really love this movie, and I love talking about this movie. It is probably one of my favorite movies by Benson and Moorhead. I like most of their movies just because they are very scientific and very just like off the cusp.
Yeah.
It's just they do really amazing stuff with their films that's just so fascinating. Like even Something in the Dirt, like that was such a really cool movie.
Good.
The Endless, really cool. I want to see them make more stuff like so bad. Have you had the opportunity to see Synchronic?
I think so. Yeah, that's the
it was the one
Netflix,
where
right?
Maybe it was when the guy takes the drugs and the drug makes you go in different times. Like it forces you to go into like the past and stuff like that. Yeah,
I don't know if I remember
really
it,
great movie.
But
Sad ending.
I think I remember seeing it. Yeah,
that was the first movie I watched of Benson and Moorhead, and that movie made me go throughout the rest of their catalog, and I was just like, yeah, I need to see what else they've done because goddamn. We definitely want to keep this conversation going, but before we end, we definitely have to give a very, very special shout out to our patrons over at patreon.com/nightlightpod. That's night with a K. So we're going to take a moment to shut up so our amazing community manager, Allison, can go ahead and thank our patrons.
Welcome back to this week's Patreon shoutouts. I'm Allison, your favorite community manager, aka Stormy Night, aka please come to our watch parties because I love to see your faces. Anyway, here's our list, which I plan on absolutely not butchering. Gia, Allison, myself, Farah, my Twilight bestie, Jasmine, Kadrea, Firefly, one of my favorite shows, Raquel, Legion Podcast, go ahead and check them out. Johnny, one of our favorite streamers in the house. Kelly, Rain, our marketing manager. Carrie, Chantal,
Joe, another one of our best streamers. Go check them out on Twitch and join us in our watch parties where you will get to meet these legends. Anyway, check out Patreon where you will get your name absolutely not butchered by yours truly. Thank you so much for your love and support. We could not do this without you. I love you so much now and forever.
Hell yeah.
So good.
Thank you guys so much for supporting the show and just really being there. Honestly, we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. We do want to be transparent. Freddie and I have been speaking to some brands to potentially sponsor the show. Obviously, we want to make sure that we can keep doing the show and have some type of financial structure to the show as well. But we don't want you guys to all feel obligated to have to pay to have certain things. So do note, if you are listening to the show on the main feed, we will be having a brand very soon on the show. Don't want to give it away because we're actually really excited about this brand partnering with us and sponsoring us. But we definitely would want you to be aware that we are going to have some brand ads that are officially going to be on the show in the next couple of weeks. So if you are listening to the main feed and you do not want that and you would want this to still be kind of an ad-free, well, I guess it's never really been an ad-free version for you guys, but if you want it to be an ad-free version for yourself, you can head over to patreon.com/nightlightpod, that's night with a K, and you can join at the $1 tier or above, and you will be able to have ad-free. So there you go. If that's something you're into, by all means, you can go ahead and do that. But the next film that we're going to go ahead and be talking about is going to be Bone Lake. Super excited to talk about this one. Yes. I saw it last year.
Same. Well, I think it came out last year.
Didn't it come out last year? Okay, I think it came out last year.
Yeah. Pretty sure it did come out.
Yeah, I think it came out last year. Yeah. You're right. So yeah, we'll be talking about that as well. So I'm super excited to talk about Bone Lake because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. But this was Nightlight, a horror movie podcast. I was one of your hosts, Prince, also known as Head Knight. Alongside me, we had Freddie.
Always keeping things haunted.
Always and forever, also known as Nighty Night. With your help, we can reach more ghoulish nights with your recommendation for the show. If your podcast app allows you to rate the show, consider give us a 5-star rating, as it honestly does help us out a ton. For extra horror-related content, head over to patreon.com/nightlightpod. That's night with a what?
K.
And remember, everybody, fuck ICE and fuck Trump. And don't forget your nightlight.